Preparing live stream. Okay, I think we're live. Welcome on in. Cavs Encapsulated crew. Game 3 is upon us. Here's what's going on. It's 1-1 series. I think everybody knows that. We're in MSG for the first game of 2. Gentlemen, welcome into the stream. Who's starting tonight? Okoro's starting tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking for the lineup. I haven't seen anything.
I was gonna say
out.
I've been on their socials heavily.
Right. Nothing.
And I don't see anything.
No, if he's saying no changes to the lineup,
Logan, is that if you haven't seen that video, go and try to look for this video. Mm-hmm. It's on Twitter of a Knicks reporter. It's the funniest thing I've seen in a while. I don't really follow JB's, post game. I probably should check out his post game press conference, whatever, and media availability. I don't. Something I probably should do following the team, but a Knicks reporter asked JB Bickerstaff, "Are you going to change his starting lineup?" and for the first half of his response, he's like, "He's fine." He's like, "No," and then he starts laughing. And then I think it's a Knicks reporter, and then the Knicks. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a national. Maybe it's ESPN.
Where I got it from, yeah.
And then the reporter's like, "Why are you laughing at me?" And JB's so taken aback. So is his poker face just bad, or is he going to start somebody else?
I've never known JB for making adjustments all season. And I've said that before. Say it again.
It's in. LeVert is starting.
LeVert
starting.
I don't know. I think that's going to come back to bite us because when we start off poor, they're like, "Oh, we should have played Okoro." But yeah. I would have went to Stevens, actually. I'm still going to hold that contention. I would have started Stevens. Call me crazy. Thoughts?
I want to come out firing, and I think LeVert's going to allow us to do that. And obviously, Jeffrey's probably sitting here like, "You're such an asshole." You told me
that's fine.
Season. You told me all season you didn't want LeVert to ever start. But it's playoffs time. I want the best 5 out there to get us going because it seems like we've started slow against the Knicks twice. But even looking back, most of the season, we found ourselves in holes against this team all the time. Even the game we won, we're down 12 going to the fourth quarter. I don't want to get in a hole early, especially not in the road, especially not in the playoffs. Got to weather that first 10-minute storm and then see it out. So LeVert could be a good option in that regard.
I think your only argument is that LeVert and Okoro are different. All right, here's your argument if you want Okoro to start. And I don't want to believe this to be true, but I think it's true now. I think Okoro's cooked for the series. Justin, you were mentioning this on our last upload. You didn't get benched in the playoffs, but you kind of just got benched in the playoffs. His confidence is kind of wrecked.
Yeah, he's kind of screwed. But the really interesting thing that comes out of this is he done, like you said, Jeff? Is he done for the series? Because in my mind, you can't bring him off. He can't be 1 or 2, first off the bench, No, it's straight up. And now, who moves into LeVert's spot? I'm going to have to, and that's
or Lamar.
A guy that's got 0 minutes. Here's my thing. I believe it's going to be Danny Green. My worry is that he's going to get 20 minutes and, he's going to be huffing and puffing as an old man, but we'll see. Defensively, he looked all right. I thought at times he was kind of poor, but he made up with his effort and everything. So you have him. And now, does that mean if you don't want to go to Okoro, do you bring Rubio back into the equation? Who's that next guard? Yeah, Neto, but I don't know. It's interesting. Lots to think about here.
I do like that he's at least making the adjustment, though. Clearly, Okoro working the starting 5, so I'll give him credit there. He made a great adjustment last game defensively, with his schemes and frustrating Randall, doubling Brunson, as well as getting Danny Green in the rotation. So, JB right now, that game 1 was a porous, effort, porous coaching performance, but made up for it in game 2, made the right decision here in game 3. Let's just hope it pays off.
Justin, where are you seeing this lineup?
It just went live right now, 4 seconds ago. Twitter right now.
Jeffrey and Justin says, I have the inside sources on my prediction.
I'm on the Cavs Twitter. I swear I don't. Oh, I see it 17 seconds ago. Wait, you had it early though. They just tweeted.
It's Jeffrey. He's got the sources.
Listen, I got
that's freaking me out a little bit.
He was the predictions king 6 weeks in. How do you think he did it?
Well, that didn't hold up. He had to kind of dial it back.
True.
So Garland, Mitchell, LeVert, Mobley, Allen. Let's actually go to what the comments are saying. I don't want to take up too. Why not Dean Wade? Why not Lamar Stevens?
Why not Dean Wade?
I still think Dean Wade is unplayable.
Show you game one.
I think Dean Wade is unplayable. Logan, we have somebody in the chat specifically for you. Bebo says, I guess it's safe to say that Okoro is the real Cavalier killer. That's a little harsh. That's a little harsh.
That's a little. Come on, Bebo.
Here's Okoro's role going forward. Somebody say agree or disagree. Fourth quarter when we need a stop, or any point in the game where put him in and just be like, you have 6 fouls. Justin, you've said this. Just foul Brunson hard. Don't play dirty. Don't play unnatural. Do basketball movements. Don't get flagrants. But, I don't want to be the dirty team. But this is your role now. Like, play Brunson aggressive and hard and make him be like, oh, this is going to be tough if Okoro's on the court with me.
If you could try to copy what like Thibodeau did when his bigs started getting in foul trouble and kind of like rotating them in a manner of like, all right, if you see LeVert or Garland or Mitchell get like 2 quick fouls, you have to get someone in there really quickly.
Right.
Just like before they pick up the second one, or not the second one, but you see like Garland pick up one and you're seeing that they're flying like they did with the centers and bigs for the Knicks. Just throw Okoro in there and get him to get the foul really quickly. It's just like, that's how it went last game. I could very easily see it happening at Madison Square Garden like that for us.
Well, and this is where, Logan, I'm going to piggyback off of you saying that there's respect to JB in this manner, because now what you've done is if somebody else picks up early fouls, like you just said, Justin, now you're kind of on the hot seat, so to say, because Okoro is an easy hook after even one foul, especially 2 fouls. It's like, okay, you're not really losing a whole lot, especially with their adjustments made on the double team. I think this to me just shows JB does not believe that they could work out of the double team. Now, he could get burned tonight in Brunson and they could have something ready for a double team, or maybe we don't even see a double team happen, which I think would be a little bit weird to start the game. But JB's basically telling Tom Thibodeau in kind of a savage fashion, like, we don't really care about Brunson. We're going to outscore you and we're going to play better defense. Logan, is that a fair assessment?
I think so. I mean, that's what you kind of need, though, in the playoffs. You need some swagger and some confidence.
100%.
And I think that goes a long way within the team when you do so. Like, JB has been kind of – he's a quieter guy. I mean, he's, like, funnier. I'm sure he's, like, a talker in the locker room when it comes to, like, appearances and stuff. He's just giving you the plain answers. But I think his relationship with his guys, he needs to instill that confidence, that cockiness in them. I think last year he had to kind of take you had to understand we weren't quite there yet. We get Donovan Mitchell this year. He's got to have a lot more confidence and bring that to the guys and show them they can beat this team. Because, game one, I got to imagine that was deflating. I like the way they've responded. And part of me does think, as much crap as I've given JB Bickerstaff, he has a lot to do with keeping their spirits high and keeping their confidence up. He's got to keep doing it.
I totally agree. And honestly, those 2 games in the play-in last year, you just didn't really have anyone to turn to, especially after the first game. Not this year, and it's still kind of very similar. Like, you see a little bit of Danny Green in game 2. Could Danny Green go out there and, like you said, Justin, kind of give us like 8 or 10, like, very below average minutes? Totally possible. Jetty could be the same exact way. We've known that all year long. And like I said, the issue with starting LeVert is that if you get 5 points from LeVert, or you get 25 from LeVert. The upside is Okoro is never giving you 25. Sure, he might give you a little bit edge on the defensive end. I don't think there's any edge rebounding wise. They're not really a whole difference. They're both very average to below average for their position. But interesting move. I like that JB is kind of keeping it fresh even in game 3 Madison Square Garden. Justin, I want to talk to you about expectations for tonight and this statement. I want you to say agree or disagree. This is, in my opinion, this is the first real playoff test so far in 3 games on the road. Would you agree or disagree?
I disagree. I would definitely say responding to a game 1 loss as your like entrance into the playoffs with this young core is pretty impressive, especially the way they did it. They lost a very close game in game 1, and then in the next game they came out and they blew the socks off of them. I mean, almost beat them by 30 points. It's kind of ridiculous that, we like, again, you go back and you look at the mistakes we made in game one and you're saying, hey, we beat ourselves. So I'm very confident in this team. And with JB kind of, feeling himself right now, hopefully that rolls into Madison Square Garden and he's got something dialed up. And I'm interested to see who's coming off the bench, who are the three guys today.
Well, if you put yourself in JB's shoes, who's first off the bench for you?
Chetty. I think that's just the safest. That's just probably the safest option you got. He's an easy fix for LeVert. Danny Green's got to be second, and his minutes just worry me because I don't know that he's you don't want him out there more than 4 minutes a quarter, if he's getting 12 minutes, I think that's good, but 20, I don't know. You run into some situations there. Then you're all right, now you're at the bottom of the barrel. If you're really sticking to just 8 guys, you have to choose between Lamar and Okoro. And we could talk circles about Okoro right now. I think you say Lamar has a little bit better of an offensive game, a little bit. And he could bring that energy and a little bit of a rebounding edge. That's my only thought. If you're sticking to 8.
What? So you think Okoro before Chetty, Rubio?
Yeah.
Okay. We have Bebo in the chat.
I think Rubio's done.
Bebo says he'd like to play Neto and see what he can offer defensively on Brunson.
Bebo knows ball.
Bebo knows ball. All right, Logan, the same question to you. Chetty off the bench first or different thoughts?
Danny Green first. I like Danny Green first. I think Jetty potentially could provide you more if it's his day.
That's true.
But I need even keeled guys out there to start again, because I think the first 10 minutes will tell a lot. Let's call it the first 8 minutes. You're going to see that first substitution before then. I was going to say
first 5
together. Yeah. It depends how these guys respond, but I think Danny Green is the guy I trust immediately off our bench. Then I'm throwing Jetty because he has the capability of going for big games. If I was the coach, I probably wouldn't play Okoro unless it's the right spurt. Like I said, we have a lot of situational guys in this team. We don't have a lot of we have solid basketball players. Not what I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean? A lot of our players feed on the situation. That's why
they're rhythm guys.
So Okoro can be put in the right situations. We need to stop here. Give us 3 minutes of spurt, go rebound and defend the crap out of Brunson. Come on back. But if I was the coach, I would throw Neto in there. I'm not kidding. Third guy off the bench. I think he could at least frustrate Brunson, get in his way. I don't think he's going to stop Brunson, but I do think he could kind of lay a few hits on him, just kind of make him feel him a little bit, which is important to do. And again, not talking dirty. There's a whole big controversy with Jared Allen's basketball play on the Knicks. If Knicks fans watch any Cavs basketball, they would know we're a very clean team. I'm not
right.
I'm not
this
saying
dude goes home and plays Pokemon at night.
He's literally the most unproblematic player in the league. And Knicks fans don't get that.
So I'm not saying Neto put Brunson on his butt. I'm saying, though, don't let him get where he wants to go. Make it hard for him. Make him expend energy.
That's why I'm very salty that Brunson cooked us in the last game we played them in the regular season. And a lot of it was on Lamar, because I think the first quarter of the first quarter tonight is going to be super physical. And here's something we got to do research on. I don't know who the referee crew is. I'm hoping to God it's not
runners away.
I'm hoping it's not anyone we've got in the first 2 games, because I think they've been really bad. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, maybe because I was in person for the first game. I think that the Tony Brothers crew is actually a little bit better than the game 1 crew. A little bit. The Knicks have not released a starting 5, at least on their Twitter. Maybe they're late, but I think that's kind of interesting. Will they have any different changes? But my point is, I think Lamar is your physical move. That's why I kind of lean towards starting him tonight. Our worst case scenario, and I know people hate when we talk about, negatives and stuff, but I think our worst case scenario is you come out tonight and LeVert is flat. Because then what do you do? What's your quick hook for? Jetty? Like your quick hook could be somebody who's just as inconsistent and streaky and just on a downward trend as the guy who you're taking out of the game. Justin?
Knicks lineup is Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall, and Robinson.
Normal.
Text Mike Breen or something.
Yeah, what are you doing? Are you on the phone with Dibs?
No.
in the headset? Can you get the referee crew for us? Who's
Mike Breen's on the call the next 2 games.
Is Mike Breen on this call?
Yeah, he is. I love him, but he is the Knicks home broadcaster whenever he's not doing national games.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, he's a professional though, so I trust him. But I'm curious if he might play a little more favoritism.
It's like having Richard Jefferson do a Nets game. I'm out on that. It's like having AC on the ABC broadcast. Can you imagine? Well, that's not really the same. It's not really the same, but
Justin. So Chetty's all good. No, I'm trying to look.
I'm shocked they didn't make any changes.
They should have started Hart over Barrett, in my opinion, or Grimes. I guess Grimes.
That's what I'm saying. Like Thibs is kind of like, I honestly think that this is why it kind of didn't matter. It kind of did matter between, let's say, if we would have got Brooklyn in the first round, because no disrespect to their coach, whatever his name is, Jacques Vaughn, but like Thibs could really coach them into a playoff series loss here. Like he could, there's not a lot of other coaches that I think I could say that about in the Eastern Conference. Granted, JB could kind of coach us right into the same situation, but he's doing a good job so far. I can't believe they're not making any changes. Logan, if they went to a quick hook tonight, and don't manifest it for us, but put the listeners on your radar, who could be a Cavalier killer for them? Maybe somebody who hasn't played well so far, who's actually played, or someone who they could bring off the bench.
It's Emmanuel Quickly. It is. Over the last week of the season, I think he was averaging 20 plus points a game, getting more minutes, and he hasn't shown anything in games 1 and 2. You can't imagine it's going to stay the same. You got to imagine he's at home. He's going to play more loose, more free. He is the X factor of this. He's kind of a lesser Tyrese Maxey to them, I guess. Like just a kind of a bucket getter who's really tough to stop, very fast. Obviously, he's on the level of Tyrese Maxey, but he's their version of it. And when he's good, they're really good. So that's the person I'm keeping an eye on. I'm not too fearful of Obi Toppin. Not too fearful. Hardenstein sometimes freaks me out because he can rebound well. He's got that touch in the lane. Right. To me, it's Emmanuel Quickly. I don't know if they go deep. Do they throw Derrick Rose in there? Do they throw Evan Fournier in there? Probably not time for that yet, but they do have guys on their bench that could be really good if they'd give them a shot. So we'll see what they come out with.
It might be, because if you lose tonight, you're down 2-1, and you've won an away game, but you've also lost the home game. Yeah. What are we missing, Justin? Is there anything you'd like to comment on we haven't already?
I think RJ Barrett's due. I think the problem with him is that when they made the playoffs during COVID year, he was the second man. It was him and Julius Randle, and now he's struggling to find his way with him and Brunson and Randle, because you watch these possessions, and each possession it's either Randle has the ball in his hands for like 15 seconds, or Brunson has the ball in his hands for 15 seconds. And then Barrett gets like the third, fourth option. So I think they try to get him more involved early, like try to get him some like easy early buckets just to make him like get into a rhythm and kind of get him like, get us to worry about him a little bit more than like what we're giving him credit for. Cause I think he could go for 30 if he wanted to, but we obviously haven't seen that because he's been so poor.
The thing is with Barrett, if he starts out 0 for 3, his own Knicks crowd will turn on him.
Yeah, that's true. 100%.
And I don't think he's the kind of guy that responds well to that. So you kind of need to hope they come out slow. If they come out slow, I don't think they're going to recover. Cavs got to jump on early.
Honestly, that's true. That's somewhat of that's why I think it's kind of, it's not that difficult to get like players to come play New York, but that if you're playing for the Knicks, you're playing for the Nets, those fans are gonna turn on you quick. So sure, it's a home game, but you're correct, Logan. If we come out and it's like 15 to like 6, 15 to 7, their crowd is not going to be thrilled.
Not as patient as Cleveland fans. That's saying something.
No way. I found our officiating crew for tonight. Referee assignments. Looks like Tony Brothers has an off night. Thank God he's not refereeing any of these games tonight. So our crew chief is Josh Tiven. 13th. Okay. I don't know any of these guys, so that's
I know him. He's all right.
These names are going to mean nothing to me.
13th season. 725 regular season games. That's pretty crazy. He's the crew chief. The referee is Courtney Kirkland.
Nope, I don't like him.
Don't like him? Yeah,
Nope.
I don't. I'm looking at their pictures. I'm looking at their bios. Tiven, I swear Tiven is a little bit suspect. Courtney Kirkland, not too certain. And then umpire is Justin Van Doon, who I've never even seen this guy, I don't think. It's his 9th season, so his favorite meal is sushi. The NBA puts out like these bios on them. It's pretty interesting. Go ahead, Justin.
I don't even know if Josh Tiven is good. I just know his face. I can't remember. I don't know. I know a lot of faces for referees. And if it's the I'm thinking of, I can decide. But
I feel like Tiven's fine. I think Tiven, I'm telling you, Ben Taylor and Tony Brothers.
Ben Taylor's annoying.
Terrible.
He's the one that threw LeBron out of the game against Miami in 2018. LeBron never gotten thrown out of a game. He chucked him out.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Logan, it's impressive that you like.
Fair enough.
Pretty sure. I could be wrong, and someone could easily Google search that, but I'm almost certain he's the guy that threw him out.
Wow. I'm laughing because I'm reading like the Chris Fedor like tweet about LeVert starting over Okoro because he always has like a little bit of a story when these things happen. Normally. So he's like, Cavs are making starting lineup change for Game 3 tonight. Sources tell Cleveland.com. They are taking out Isaac Okoro and replacing him with Karis LeVert. It will be the death lineup that has mangled New York in the first 2 games.
I wouldn't go that far. No, I get what he's saying, but it's like
so do I. But like
saying like I'm telling you this, the pre-series scouting report is that Okoro is not going to work against these guys if he cannot put the ball in the basket, because he is going to make it. Okoro being out there with no offensive threat makes it 2 to 3 times more difficult for Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell to score. That's just the reality of the situation. LeVert could hit a 3. LeVert could sometimes play at the mid-level. LeVert is really not that good finishing around the rim, hasn't been all year, but he's somebody he could still drive and dish. And when he looks to pass first, he's actually really, really good. He's really serviceable. If he looks to shoot first, he's way lesser of a player. I think that's pretty common among Cavs fans this season. Okoro just can't. Okoro's really not a great passer. He's a decent slasher where he could attack the rim.
Right when he ball fakes.
Right. His bag is just putting us in this box, and I want to be outside of this box.
That's not a bad role, but he's Tony Allen.
What draft pick was Tony Allen selected? Okay, I digress. However,
we're not doing this right now, Jeffrey.
We got a couple minutes left. I want predictions for tonight, and I want reality. A reality with a little optimism. That's Logan's favorite. Justin, would you like to start us off here?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be 107 to 101 Cavs.
Okay, he came with score and everything. Didn't even ask for that, but that's what we do around here at the Cleveland Pulse. Logan, we'll let you go last because you ran the table as far as regular season. And people aren't going to like this, but I think the Cavs are going to lose tonight.
Ooh.
I don't know why.
Boo!
111.
Boo this man.
111, 106 Knicks. And there's going to be a lot of discourse because JB's changing it up.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with it. I will preface it. I'm fine with it, but I don't know. I got a bad feeling about tonight. Not like terribly bad, just a little bit.
Depends on how he handles the bench.
It's facts. I think he could easily get in a blender if LeVert starts out good. I think we're going to 30 ball him again, but I don't know if that's realistic.
Yeah. Logan.
I'm going to go Cavs 109, Knicks 98.
Oh,
like
11-point victory.
I think either the Knicks win really close in a bullcrap way, or the Cavaliers control this game going to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But it's all going to hinder on the start, right? I mean, believe me, I'm not.
I agree.
But I'm saying if it goes the positive way I'm thinking, that's where I'm sitting. I'm 50-50 right now, but I'm going to choose to think positively.
Okay.
The Cavaliers actually weirdly take care of business tonight. And this Knicks crowd gets very frustrated with their own team.
Okay. I think tonight's kind of your like pivotal game because how our backs are kind of up against the wall in game 2. I think that if New York loses tonight, and I'm not trying to get like way down the road and like do any jinxing or anything, but I think if they lose tonight, it's like over in 5 or 6 at a minimum. or a max. I think that I don't know. It could be interesting.
It's just a gut feeling in the playoffs at this point. There's
Bebo says Jeffrey's officially not my favorite Cleveland Pulser anymore. I'm taking my talents to Logan and Justin Island.
Let's go.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be the contrarian.
He's the heel.
That is true. Yeah. I am the heel.
Jeff is definitely the heel.
100%. All things heel. Any last words of wisdom? Do we have any quotes of the day? Anything?
Let him know. I didn't make my tweet yet. I gotta let him know.
Gotta get going, dude.
Hold on.
Man's is straight up stealing my outro.
Hold on.
Hang on, y'all. Just gotta let him know.
Logan, anything that's not gonna steal my outro?
No, I would never do such a thing. Let him know.
This is unbelievable. You're not Tony Mitch, bro. You are not Spida. Get off the Bird app.
Hey, let him know.
Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable.
I'm gonna say first 5 minutes will tell me who's gonna win. That's a crazy ass thing to say.
Christ, no. You guys in your first 5 minute text.
Oh, you're gonna get him.
It's gonna be called fraudulent this time.
Oh, easily Levert. I can't wait till Levert misses. He's 0 for 2, and I'm like, get this bum 17 million, get him off the court.
Every time it's going bad. Well, the problem is I usually don't get mad until I see Jeffrey put something. I'm like, all right, times 10.
Me and Logan just feed off each other. I see Justin's not saying. Here's the group chat for anybody who knows. It's literally quiet. Justin's not saying anything. Either me or Logan starts complaining, and then the other one just jumps in. Justin not saying anything. He actually lets it go pretty long. And then something crazy is said. Justin's like, whoa. The thumbs down comes out. The thumbs down comes out. And it's over.
Also, think about the amount of games, Jeffrey, that you and I have just been bickering back and forth all game. Not mad at each other, mad at our team. And like by the fourth quarter, it's like, oh, let's go, Garland. Mitchell's crazy. Dude, we won. Awesome.
And
then Justin doesn't say a word the whole time.
It always ends up just like, oh, awesome. Or we lost. Those are your two options, really.
See you tomorrow. Yeah, it's back and forth. We'll get back in
for sure. Well, as far as this goes, cool pregame live stream. Appreciate Bebo for coming out. Everybody who was here showing support. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the subscriptions. Tell your friends. Maybe 1,000 before the series is over. Maybe if it goes 7 games. Whoa. Maybe. You never know. Maybe you never know.
We'll see.
Go Cavs. I like the adjustments. Let's have a good one tonight. I agree with Logan. First 5 minutes going to dictate the pace. Hope to start out good. With that being said, make sure you guys come back, whether it's an upload, whether it's a live stream, whether it's a Logan short. We appreciate every single one of you. Go Cavs. 3 most important words for Cavalier faithful.